Hello, and welcome to part two of the Rice to Ricky Sanchez's bold prediction draft for the 2020-21 season. This is AU. I'm going to be judging the bold predictions and drafting for us today. We have SixersAdam and Mike O'Connor. What's up, guys? How you feeling?
Doing well. How are you?
All right. Doing okay. So we already did this on the pod over the weekend with Spike and Mike. In case you missed it, I asked both you guys to come up with 8 bold predictions for the upcoming NBA season. First 5 are going to be about the Sixers. The last 3 are going to be about the NBA season at large. You're going to take turns giving me those predictions, and I'm going to grade them on a scale of 1 to 10 based on how bold they are. 1 is like Joel Embiid makes an All-NBA team. 10 is like Furkan Korkmaz makes an All-NBA team. Following each prediction, the other guy's going to have an opportunity to steal the prediction by making it bolder. So if MOC says that Shake scores 50 in a game this season, SixersAdam can say he scores 60. Not 51, though. It's got to be significantly bolder. Last thing to remember is that predictions don't have to be stat-related or player-related. It can be locker room stuff, off-court stuff. It can be about Sixers Twitter members. It can be about us. It can be about Spike pivoting to becoming a cat person, something like that. So feel free to get weird with it. I'll keep record of bold predictions and scores, and then we'll tally up the correct ones at the end of the year, declare a winner between you two, Spike and other Mike, and then we'll have some sort of prize for you guys. So if you're ready to go, MOC, why don't you kick us off with the first one?
All right, let's do it. I don't know if this is bold or not, but I do think it's important. The Sixers do not trade for James Harden.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if that's, you can go a little bolder with that, but that's, let's give that like an exact middle of the road score for now, because I feel like it's about 50-50 now. So we'll say 5 for that.
Okay. Good deal.
But if you think they do trade for him, I think that'd probably be a little bit bolder. Do you want to steal that?
I feel like that's not worth a steal. I'll let MOC have his opening 5 points.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
All right, SixersAdam, your first Sixers related prediction.
Okay, so can I actually raise the stakes on something from Spike or Mike?
I wish you would.
Okay, good. So Mike predicted that Matisse Thybulle at some point gets sent down to the G League. I would like to predict that he gets traded.
Damn it.
Do you have any specifics in mind there as to like who he gets traded for or what kind of deal or anything like that?
I don't think it would be a James Harden thing, like not anything totally crazy, but like somebody who can help them out a lot.
All right. I wish I could remember what I gave Mike for that originally, but
Mike got a 5.5 for Thybulle goes to the G League.
All right. Well, I guess it's a little bit bolder than that. We'll go with the 6 for that.
All right, I'll take 6.
All right.
Yeah.
MOC, prediction number 2 for the Sixers.
I'm not like stealing it. The trade is going to be Thought Mike Scott for PJ Tucker. Guarantee it. Put it
on wow. Okay.
I'm not stealing. I'm not stealing.
Right.
Nah, I just wanted. I had that written down. I thought it was. Okay. I think that's what's going to happen.
I like that too.
All right. I got a pretty bold. This better be pretty good. Tobias Harris gets traded before the line.
Wow. All right.
That would certainly be wonderful.
Yeah, but most unmovable contract in the league, maybe. Who do you have him going to, or like what kind of deal? What kind like is it a deal just to get rid of him like Horford was, or is it no? To actually get some for him?
It's going to be for bad. I honestly think the most likely one is Kevin Love, and I think I would do it because Kevin Love shoots threes when he's open. Like it's that simple. Yeah. His contract is a year shorter, and there's to be said for just getting their player. Kevin Love has 5 All-Star teams, Tobias made none. I really think that Daryl's going to come in and look at this, and like he just see how much Tobias bogs down the offense with his refusal to shoot and his decision making and all this, and he's going to see Tobias as like this is the guy to get out of here, and he's going to make it.
Is Kevin Love definitely still in the league? Like, are we sure about that? I feel
pretty
sure.
All
right, yeah. I haven't seen or heard from him since 2018 at the latest. But all right, well, so we'll say for that, that's pretty goddamn bold. MOC. I'm going to give that an 8. I think Tobias is about as big an albatross as they come for us. So if we can get rid of him especially for an actual player, Kevin Love, assuming he's still alive, that's pretty good. So yeah, we'll say 8 for that, unless SixersAdam has an even bolder sort of Sixers trade in mind.
No, I do not. I would, quite frankly, I would be shocked if Tobias gets moved for reasons that AU and I both have talked about ad nauseum at this point. But yeah, I would love that. I like the Al Horford for Kevin Love scenario as well. And I mean, to me, getting off of Tobias would be a bigger deal than getting off of Horford, at least, just strictly value.
I totally agree.
So I'm all for that.
SixersAdam, your second and Sixers related prediction.
Okay, so this is a multifaceted prediction. So I'm going to say that Shake Milton is a finalist for Sixth Man of the Year, and it will be after we all spend 3 months telling Doc Rivers to start him, and he refuses to start him. He continually brings him off the bench instead of some other guy who is clearly worse, and then Shake ends up in the running for Sixth Man of the Year.
All right, I like that. I mean, I've obviously already started with the Doc badgering on that front, and hopefully that picks up steam as the year goes on. We'll give that a 6. I think we have. I like we might be a little bit lower if it wasn't for that sort of multifaceted part of it. I like that kind of second aspect to it. We'll go.
Yeah, that's why I threw in a second part.
Appreciate that. Spike has taught you well. All right, MOC third Sixers prediction. Unless you have even bolder plans for Shake Milton this season.
I do not. Ben Simmons makes 3 pointers in one game.
Okay.
Oh, geez.
3 in one game.
Wow.
In one game.
That's more than doubling his current career total, correct? Mm-hmm. All right.
I just want to jump in and say I have written down that Simmons makes no more than 3 threes all year.
Wow.
So we're going to end up at ultimate opposite ends of the spectrum.
I like that. So I guess I won't ask about you stealing that one in that case, but I like the polarized predictions there.
You know that I have always been pessimistic on Ben Simmons, the shooter.
Yeah.
But I just have a gut, man. I just have a gut feeling. I feel like there'll be some team that's guarding him in like a super embarrassing way. Like literally his guys just stand in a restricted area. And he's going to make one, and then he's going to feel good, and he's going to take a second. They're still going to dare him shoot, and he's going to make a third. Just a gut.
Is this like an actual game of consequence, or is it another one of those like Saturday night against Cleveland sort of games?
No, I think it'll be like a game that they lose against like the Pelicans.
All right, so nice. It's like mostly out of reach, but Ben kind of goes nuts in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
All right, I like that. That's very bold. I appreciate that. I'm going to give that not quite as bold as Tobias Harris being traded, I think, but I'll give it a 7.5.
So I guess I should just go back to mine then. I don't it makes sense why he would be shooting threes more. But there have been so many different contexts in which it would have made more sense if he started shooting. And it's been a long time now, and it hasn't. So I'm just kind of checked out.
So you're saying fewer than 3 total on the season?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'd say that's equally bold in the other direction. So we'll give those both 7.5, and we'll move on from there. All right. 3 threes for the season. MOC, your fourth Sixers-related prediction.
Tobias Harris starts beef with a member of Sixers Twitter.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Is it AU? Is the beef with AU?
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm taking note of the way everyone is talking about Tobias. I'm not saying anyone is wrong, but they're getting a little out of pocket. And I think Tobias is usually not a guy who claps back, but he's going to reach a point like he needs to put somebody in place, and he's going to have streaks where he's shooting like 12% from 3 and getting on him, and he like defends himself. That's what I think is going to happen.
Oh, as flattered as I would be to be Tobias Harris's anointed target on Twitter, I think we're a little bit below the radar for him. I think if that happens, it's going to be with one of the either a national guy or like a sort of old school Philly media paper guy or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's been a while since we've had like a proper Sixers Twitter versus Sixers player beef, I think. And I think we might be due for one this year. I like that. I'll say a 7 for that.
Sweet.
You go with that, SixersAdam, or you want to?
Yep. Okay. I will leave that be. Okay. So my next one is, I think if I recall correctly, was one of the predictions in the inaugural version of this, whether that was last year or the year before. I think the Sixers are going to acquire a process Sixer and bring him back at some point.
All right. So how are you defining process Sixer in this context?
Anyone who played for the team while Hinkie was the GM.
Oh, okay. So that's, I guess, 2013 to mid 2016.
13 to right.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you have anybody in mind specifically, or are you just going to keep it broad for now?
Ish Smith came to mind. Not necessarily what I would be doing, but like kind of like you can kind of talk yourself into it making sense. Sure. Obviously, like there were all those weird reports about them wanting Nerlens, and Dwight is probably better, and they got him for half the price. But if something happens to one of their centers, which as we've seen is very much a possibility, Nerlens could make sense. And, maybe there's some crazy world where, somehow they get the money for Iguodala or something crazy like that.
I like this prediction. I'm not sure how bold it is, just because there's way more of these guys still left in the league than we realize.
True. I guess because I guess Glenn Robinson III would have counted for last year.
Yeah, like you pick any like playing the Pacers. There's two of them on their team. Like they're just all over the place somehow. It's
true.
So odds of us getting one of them, maybe not as low as they should.
There's three of them. There's three of them. Justin Holiday.
Because of Justin Holiday. True. Yeah.
Justin Holiday.
Yeah. Well, and four. Okay. Well, yeah. That's pretty remarkable. So can't give you that high a score for that, I think, but I'll give you like a 4.5 for that.
Okay, that's reasonable.
MOC, is there a way to go bolder on the Sixers, kind of legacy acquisitions? All right,
I like that prediction.
I like it too. It's probably the one I hope happens the most outside of Tobias getting traded. So MOC, your fifth and final Sixers related bold prediction.
Tyrese Maxey is a 30+ point game.
Wow.
Okay. I mean, are we at the point now where Sixers Twitter would be kind of disappointed if that didn't happen? Like, or maybe do you want to refine that a little bit, like in the first month of the season,
this is gonna lead us
plus 5+.
Okay.
This is going to lead us into my last prediction.
Beautiful.
Once again, which is that Maxey is in the rotation on Wednesday and never falls out of the rotation for the entire season.
All right. So when you say in the rotation,
which is less bold than Mike's probably, but
in the rotation,
I still think would be difficult.
Means 10 minutes a night at least, or like, I mean,
yeah, like at least 10 to 12 minutes. And obviously I think that would grow.
Okay. A bump of 35 points to like a 5.5. Maxey being in the rotation all season. Again, I think it's like a coin toss at this point. So I'll say a 5 for that. So,
all right, I'll take a 5.
All right. So we're moving on to your league wide bold predictions at this point. SixersAdam, why don't you go for the 2 for here?
Okay. I'm going to go first with the one that I think would get me the most points. I think the Nuggets are going to knock out the Clippers in the second round again.
Okay.
Wow.
I don't know if that's that bold at this point.
The same team again, and the Clippers with Kawhi and Paul George and all the pressure in the world.
I guess. I mean, if you were to say that they matched up again, I don't think it would necessarily be like that shocking if the Nuggets won again. But I guess the fact that they would be in the same situation and with the same result, that's a little bold. I hope we can go a little bit bolder than that for the rest of these Sixers, Adam. But I'll give you a 6 for that one.
Okay, I'll take that.
All right, MOC, you're first.
Utah Jazz missed the playoffs.
Wow. All right, now that's bold. All right, what's your thinking there?
I don't know if this is like a logical thing or an emotional thing where I'm just so the Jazz being shoved down my throat as this like legitimate like contending team. Just stop. They're a cute story. That's what they are. All right. Like I can go to the West, obviously a bloodbath. Anybody could miss the playoffs. I think the Jazz are the team that like one injury, like one weird like bad stretch, and they're just out of the playoffs. So. Again, mostly an emotional thing here, but I think it'll happen.
Are you betting in any way on like the team kind of imploding from within? That's
what nobody talks about. Like they have their 2 best players don't openly dislike each other, and they've lost in the first round 3 straight years. Can you imagine like if you took those, put that on the Sixers, like Embiid and Simmons open each other and they lost in the first round 3 straight years? We'd be talking about imploding.
I would rather not imagine that, but I respect the opinion. And so is there anybody that kind of overachieves to take their place, or is it just
Memphis? Memphis. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Hope so.
Oh, also, I guess that just like lead me into my next wide prediction if you don't want me going twice in a row.
Well, first I'll just say I think it's about as bold as any prediction we've heard so far, so I'll give that an 8, and now you can move on to your next one.
Am I going again, or is this Adam?
If you want to go again, go for it.
All right, you can go. The Spurs make the playoffs.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. I think so. Someone actually wrote in on Twitter to the Spikes post about the bold predictions podcast, and their prediction was in contrast to Mike's Pop quits midseason, was Pop wins Coach of the Year and the team makes the 6th seed, or at least top 6 even. So compared to that, this isn't that bold, but it's. I think I said I was going to give that guy like a 7. Just because, the kind of history of the Spurs making the playoffs, it's like every year except for last year would have been a safe bet. So I'll give you a 6 for that one.
Sweet.
And your second NBA prediction, SixersAdam.
Okay, I am going to go with the Celtics end up with the 6th seed. Okay. At least 5, at best. At least 5 teams finish ahead of them They just lost their third best player, and their second best player seems to have like really horrible knee issues. Obviously, Tatum is amazing, as we all know, but they're kind of falling apart at the seams a little bit and don't really have much depth to rely on.
Well, I love the implied Jaylen Brown slander, first of all. Second,
yeah, it's true.
I will say that we kind of go down the list of teams in the East. 6 for the Celtics isn't as crazy as it maybe initially sounds. There are like 6 or 7 teams that could kind of either overachieve or just kind of make par in the regular season, and they would be in the same sort of mix, in the same sort of tier as the Celtics. That's still pretty bold considering they made the conference finals. Everyone loves Tatum. I'll give that a 7.
Nice. I'm happy to get a 7 on that.
All right.
Should I go again to finish up?
Yeah, sure. Let's make it for the rest of the way.
I think Portland will have home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs. I think they're a top 4 seed.
That could be bold or not, depending on who you listen to in terms of the projections.
Right.
Like if you listen to the Kevin Peltons of the world, that's bold. But
right.
But
from us, the team that like has Damian Lillard and then traded for Robert Covington, it's like, of course they are. But
for sure, but even still, West is as MOC said, West is a bloodbath. So I'll give you a 5 for that.
I'll take it.
The Wizards finished top 6 in the East.
All right, I like that.
That was my next. That was literally my next one.
Well, so can you go bolder 6 for that?
I had. Well, I was going to say top 7. So him going top 6. Just beats me out.
Just missed. All right. Well, that's still pretty good. Is that a bet on Russ or is it a bet on Bradley Beal or what is that?
I think Russ and Beal are 2 of the guys who are the best try hard regular season players. And I mean that as a comment. Like they play hard as hell every night. Mm-hmm. Bertans is awesome. They have some legitimate depth. They're thin on the wing. Like the last time Beal had an all-star level point guard next to him for the season, they went 49 and I think they were 49 games and lost in the Game 7 Celtics. Like Brad Beal's really, really good. Westbrook, third team All NBA last year. I think they'll, like I said, be super try hard and they'll win a bunch of games.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago that the Wizards were good. It feels like a really long time, but I think it was 3 seasons ago that they last made the playoffs, maybe 3 or 4 tops. I do like their roster construction around those 2 guys, and I don't know how that's going to work necessarily, but I don't think this is a crazy prediction, but it is pretty bold. I'll give you a 6.5 for this.
Sweet.
Especially because
so after I got that one stolen from me, I am just going to adjust it and say that the Indiana Pacers finally actually fall off and miss the playoffs.
Miss the playoffs entirely. Okay.
Yeah, everybody says it about them every year now. Oh, I think this might be the year that Indiana falls off, and it never happens. I'm saying it anyways and hoping that it does happen.
All right. I like that. I think it would be good for the East's sake in general. I think that people are kind of bored with this Pacers team. I think getting the Wizards in there, maybe getting another weird team or 2 in there over them would be a good thing. But that's still pretty bold. I mean, as you say, that team's always kind of in the mix. So I'll give that a 7.5 boldness.
All right, cool.
And MOC, you got anything totally off the wall to kind of take us home here?
I don't know if this is off the wall. Mark Fultz is top 2 and most improved.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Does that mean he's like, does he tighten up the shooting stroke at all, or does he just kind of work around it in the way that?
I think he's going to put up a ton of numbers. And if this jump shot like any better at all, he'll get there off nickel alone. We'll get like I don't know who's going to write the like profile on his like back, and just some thing. And
The real question is, does that profile talk about how the Sixers fans never believed in him and how he finally has a fan base that is willing to support him? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That is. I mean, I would both enjoy and hate this immensely. So I'll also give this a 7.5 for boldness.
Sweet.
So for my last one, I'll go with something that at least some people would also probably hate.
I think you already, sorry, I think you already had 4, didn't you?
Yeah. I am going to say that.
I mean, like you already used all of your bold predictions.
Oh,
I think you have the Nuggets beating the Clippers. You have.
Oh yeah, I was going to do. Okay, yeah, I was going to do a bonus one then, but never mind.
Let it rip. I want to hear it.
Yeah, let's go
we don't have to count it.
Nikola Jokic MVP.
Okay.
Whoa. MVP.
Sure, why not? Sure.
Most valuable player.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I could buy that. I mean, that's
what
bold.
What if he averages like 25, 10, and 7?
Dude, I just don't think. Look, MVP and stuff like that is so much a popularity contest. Like, there's no chance he wins it if LeBron, Kai, Luka, Durant, if any of them are in his tier.
Yeah, fair.
I guess
there does always become fatigue with, like, it seems like everybody is like just assumes Giannis won't win anymore because he's just got to, like, that even exists in other sports. So I'd be banking on that a little bit, and also it's fun, it's bold.
Yeah. So can I give you guys my two non-canon bold predictions for this season? Because one of them's related to it. So one of them's related to what you were just saying, SixersAdam, which is I think the Nuggets finished with the best record in the NBA in the regular season.
Love it. Look at the Nuggets love.
Thus augmenting his MVP case. So hopefully we go hand in hand there. And the second is that Grayson Allen is your 3-point percentage shooting champion for the season.
That's such an AU prediction. Just completely out of nowhere. Nobody would have guessed it.
I like him, man. He's getting a lot of open shots on that Grizzlies team. I've enjoyed watching him in the preseason, and it'll make all NBA Twitter furious. So I'll enjoy that as well. All right. Any final bold thoughts about this upcoming Sixers season or NBA season?
Lakers Nets finals. Nets gets to the finals easily. Like they're not even contested in the East.
Really?
Wow.
No push them to 6. Everybody is just going to be like, oh, they're going to implode. They're going to implode. Nobody's talking about if they don't implode. They're clearly like by a mile the best team in the East. It's close.
But between this and the Nikola Jokic MVP prediction, I appreciate the leftover heat that you guys have saved from this YouTube podcast.
There we go.
Good stuff, guys. Thanks for coming on. We'll tally this up at the end of the season. Hopefully someone out there will come up with an actual prize for somebody to win with this thing. We did this in 2018. It just kind of fizzled at the end. So hopefully we'll figure out some sort of stakes that actually make this worth following. But appreciate you guys being bold for us here.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.